Have you ever wanted powers like the demons from Demon Slayer? I know you have. But do you know how tragic their past lives have been before they got all that? Today, we're diving into the elite group of demons known as the 6 Upper Moons out of the 12 Demon Moons. Join us as we explore the tragic yet fascinating tales of these demonic villains. So let's dive into the video, shall we? Former Upper Moon 6, Daki and Gyutaro. Gyutaro was the one who raised his sister, as their mother was mentally unstable and died of an illness at a young age. Young Gyutaro was despised and looked down upon because he was ugly as hell. Although Gyutaro's memory as a human was spotty, he remembered living a life of poverty and became very jealous of those who had a better life than he did. Burning with jealousy, he sarcastically compliments a person's physical characteristics and begins to abuse himself, as seen when he begins scratching his face and body so badly that he begins to bleed. Gyutaro sounds like the kind of person who would congratulate you on your promotion while secretly hoping you'll get fired the next day. On the other hand, Daki was a very beautiful human girl named Ume, and she was born in Rashomon riverbank of Yoshiwara, the lowest caste area of the entertainment district. As for her personality, well, it wasn't that good even before. She had a high pride and she got very upset when commanded by others. She followed her brother's words, but despite that, she was very inconsiderate and cruel to those around her, and with a name like Ume, she must have had a sour personality to compensate. Upper Moon 6, Kaigaku. Kaigaku was a former demon slayer and used thunder breathing. After becoming a demon, he replaced Daki and Gyutaro and gained the position of Upper Moon 6 of the 12 Demon Moons. When he became a demon, things got quite interesting. His prideful demeanor skyrocketed. He even gained 2 black claw-like marks on his cheeks to show off his edginess. Back in the day, Kaigaku used to be an orphan who had to steal to survive. He ate leftovers and drank dirty water to live another day. Initially raised in Himejima Nariaki's temple, he was taken over by Kuwajima, the former pillar, and was taught thunder breathing, just as Zenitsu. It's at this age that he first appears during Zenitsu's flashback after fighting a demon, although his face is not fully shown. Kaigaku is the kind of guy who would probably sell his soul for a Klondike bar, let alone a chance at immortality. This guy is so selfish and arrogant that he thinks he's hot stuff just because he mastered all the forms of thunder breathing except for the first one. And let's not forget about that blue gem hanging around his neck, which he clearly cherished more than anything in the world. Maybe he thought it was his lucky charm, or maybe it was just a fashion statement. Who knows? Former Upper Moon 5, Gyokko. Gyokko holds the position of Upper Moon 6, and his appearance is the most demonic of the Upper Moons. It has a human-shaped torso, but instead of having arms attached to his shoulders, it has many child-sized arms growing from its head and all over its body. Gyokko's artistic skills are the stuff of nightmares. He had a real talent for combining dead sea creatures into creepy sculptures that would make even the bravest of souls shudder. Unfortunately, Gyokko's artistic endeavors took a dark turn when he took the life of a village child who had been tormenting him. But wait, here is where Muzan Kibutsuji comes to the rescue and offers Gyokko a new lease on life as a demon. Who said life after death can't be exciting? Former Upper Moon 4, Hantengu. Hantengu held the position of Upper Moon 4 before being killed and replaced by Nakime. Hantengu's main body takes the form of an old man who appears to be in a state of constant fear, always shivering or crouching as he tries to hide from something. But little do you know, Hantengu, being a thief and murderer, was a real catch back in the time. He was a coward who loved to play the blame game, always insisting that he was innocent of his crimes. The magistrate didn't buy his innocent act, and Hantengu was eventually sentenced to death. But wait, there's more! Muzan Kibutsuji, the demon lord himself, saw potential in Hantengu and offered him a sweet deal: become a demon and wreak havoc on the world. What could go wrong? Hantengu's multiple personalities are a real trip. He's so paranoid that he thinks the world is out to get him. But when it comes to sneaking around, Hantengu is a real ninja. His enhanced stealth skill is so good that he could sneak into a blacksmith village undetected and even get into someone's house. Upper Moon 4, Nakime. Nakime, also known as the mythical Biwa demon, lives in the dimensional infinity fortress used by Kibutsuji Muzan as a base of operations in the series. I mean, talk about making an entrance. This lady is like a ninja. She moves in silence and strikes with deadly precision. Nakime replaced Hantengu as the Upper Moon 4 after his death. Her main job is to summon demons to the castle under the command of Muzan Kibutsuji Hitsuji. Being an introvert, she only speaks when there's a need. As a human, Nakime was a musician who played the biwa and married a gambling addict. One time, she had to perform on stage but found Nakime's husband ruined her dress before the show started, which resulted in her hammering him out of anger. She then managed to perform on stage but was shaking from what had been. Surprisingly, however, the biwa sounded very melodious when played in a tense state and audiences loved it, and the owners were also impressed. After this incident, Nakime began killing people before her shows whenever she performed in front of a large audience. I mean, who does that? Nakime shows very little emotion, and even a stone statue would have more of a reaction than her. And when she does, she's blunt and to the point. Although she sure shows great respect towards Muzan when he praises her on the growth of her power, she's like a giddy schoolgirl. Upper Moon Free, Akaza. Akaza was named Hakuji when he was a human. He's a creature who truly believes in the power of strength and loves nothing more than a good fight. His backstory is a bit sad. It starts with being arrested and branded as a thief, and then his father killing himself. Akaza's anger manifested into having fights with more than one person at a time. Later, he was taken to Keizo's dojo and was taught to use his power for good. Having lived in the dojo for many years, he fell in love with Keizo's daughter, Koyuki, and spent most of his time by her side. One day, Akaza went to visit his father's grave. When he returned, he saw Koyuki and Keizo killed, which made him full of anger and revenge. With nothing left to protect, he becomes the demon Akaza. In his demon form, Akaza is a very muscular but lean man with very pale skin. The thing about him is that despite being a demon, he refused to kill and eat women. A demon with a set of principles. Upper Moon 2, Doma. Doma always has a smile on his face, but don't let his friendly demeanor fool you. It's all just a facade. Holding the second spot in the 12 Kizuki, Doma doesn't feel any human emotions. None. He has rainbow-colored eyes and is usually seen with a pair of sharp gold fans engraved with lotus designs, which he uses as his main weapons. Throughout his life, this dude was worshipped as some sort of godlike being, and his parents immersed him in a cult dedicated to him called the Eternal Paradise. This made him feel little for human life and saw them as worthless and undeserving of his mercy. Seeing his mother cheating and taking her father's life and later taking her own life, Doma felt nothing and did not shed tears despite being an orphan. But here's the kicker, Doma doesn't care about no one, not even his fellow Upper Moons. He'll shed a tear or two when he hears that one of them has died, but it's all just an act. And get this, the guy doesn't even feel any pain. Can you imagine that? No stubbed toes, no paper cuts, nothing. But wait, it gets even weirder. Doma seems to have some masochistic tendencies. When he was asking Muzan what sort of punishment he should receive for his failure, he actually seemed excited about the possibilities. Talk about a twisted sense of pleasure. Upper Moon 1, Kokushibo. Kokushibo is the one who holds the rank of Upper Moon 1, the strongest of all moons. He belonged to the Demon Slayer Corps and is the twin brother of Yoriichi Sugikuni. Yes, the Yoriichi Sugikuni Muzan is afraid of. Ever since he was little, Kokushibo has felt nothing but jealousy towards Yoriichi. No matter how much Kokushibo trained, his skill could not match that of his brother. It's like the green-eyed monster took up residence in Kokushibo's heart. Since Kokushibo was one of the most advanced demons, it's very likely that his brain's processing power was far superior to that of the average human. This is why it's perceived that Yoriichi Sugikuni's superhuman movements allowed him to nearly defeat people like Muzan. Who's your favorite Upper Moon demon out of our list? Let us know in the comments down below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Anime Insight.